So the question that I am addressing today is about whether the newer generation, my generation, understands what those before us dealt with during, the outbreak of HIV and AIDS, and if those of us in wealthier countries like the U.S. are cognizant of what's happening in developing countries and understand their struggle and what could we do. So for the first part of the question, I want to say I really don't think that our generation understands fully. I don't think I understand fully, to be honest with you. For me personally, I think HIV and AIDS has always been a taboo subject. It's always looked at like something heinous, and because of that, I think people don't want to talk about it. Growing up, I didn't really hear too much about it. I knew little, and even to this day, I'm still learning about what those before us dealt with and what that outbreak was like, how it affected people, and really understanding the situation and in its entirety. And I think we lack that nowadays, and I think projects like this one are really important to get the word out there so that people do understand it better, especially the younger generation. I think there's something to be said about, that whole cliche of knowledge is power, but it really is true. Knowledge is power, and that's the first step in anything, is to really create awareness and to inform people who don't know better. For people like me who really just didn't learn about it, didn't really hear about it, and because it's a taboo subject, you don't know. So I don't think that, unfortunately, people don't understand. And the second part of the question, as far as being in a wealthy country like the U.S., I think it's along the same lines as well. I think we don't talk about it enough. We don't understand it fully, and we think that that's a third world problem when it really is a problem in our communities, in our states, in our country as well. And a lot of people are struggling with HIV and AIDS and living with HIV and AIDS, and we don't realize that. And we also don't realize that people can be live perfectly normal lives as well. We always look at it as, this awful thing, like I said before, and don't realize that it could be anyone around us. And just because someone is positive doesn't mean that they should be treated differently or that they have to live a lesser life. So I think first we need to inform ourselves more about it and understand that it is something that's happening in our community and in our country, even if it is a wealthy country, and that it is a huge issue worldwide, and it needs to be addressed. And in order to address it, we have to do things, again, like this story project, to just get the word out there and get people more in tune with what's happening. So I think this is a great thing, and hopefully the word would just continue to spread, and that people would truly find it in their hearts to learn more about it and do whatever they can to contribute to a cure, and to also providing a better life for those living with HIV and AIDS. So yeah, that's it.